Fallen idols Nick and Aaron Carter. I'm starting to lose track. Honestly. How many exposés, how many deep dark documentaries need to surface for something more substantial than some asshole getting canceled to happen? Is there some point where we can, like, at least have a bare minimum hope for actual legislation, like real action, not just one rich scumbag that had his lifetime of fun doing nothing more than getting, what was it that the Nickelodeon Dan Schneider fella, he was, I think, paid off. He was given $5 million to just go away. That was the consequences of everything we saw with the Nickelodeon thing. So YouTube is not going to enjoy this. So and yes, I'm aware I'm not using the microphone, blah blah blah. But you're going to hear this audio, the description. This is a woman who is an adult now, who's talking about how she was taken advantage of by, I think, Aaron Carter, who is a brother to one of the Backstreet Boys. How many of these need to exist? So, let me see. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this. Check this.
Me, I'm telling him I don't want to have sex. I'm saving myself for marriage. I don't want to have sex. I don't want to have sex. I told him.
Can't get much more clear than that. Everything. It never fails. It's so damning every time. And it's so hilarious when we have the Hollywood darlings. Like, oh, we all love a De Niro flick, don't get me wrong. But when somebody like that, and given that he's coming from the land of Hollyweerd, and he's trying to talk to the people that are beneath him about who we should vote for, how depressed he is that we even consider Trump, that should be even more of an incitement to say, yo man, you were great in Taxi Driver, Godfather, and almost everything. Righteous Kill, you did terribly. But dude, stay in your lane, son. Do not get involved with the people's politics. The politics feels less and less like it is meant for we the people. Sincerely, it seems like it's just the people with the loudest microphones, which in this case it's not just angry minorities. I think we are and have been the pissed off majority much longer than we give ourselves credit for.
So many times I'm saving myself
She's begging Aaron Carter, rest in peace. A lot of people, I remember somebody got very upset when his name was brought up. Look, it's heartbreaking when lives are lost. Nobody will say otherwise. But when you had power, abuse your power, and take advantage of, the most vulnerable, the most sacred children. This woman, she's an adult now. She still looks young. She's an adult now. She was pulled into his room. She just pulled her in for a kiss and grabbed her by the hand, and the whole, it's okay, it's okay. Very much not okay. These people, all these whistleblowers, or whatever the case, everything that they spit has been verified. I'd say about 80% of everything that is given to us via these documentaries or whatever that Nickelodeon behind the curtain show was called, everything was given so well with timelines. Other celebrities had to come forward and talk about how they were culpable. Remember, there was that one poor child who went into a courtroom filled with over 50 celebrities that all wrote letters of support for a Play-Doh. We don't seem to be very confused when we think about who we want for the presidency. At least when it comes to the demographic I find myself sided with, right? We all seem to have a pretty cut and dry view, okay? Yes, Trump. If I see something better, that'll have my equal attention. I don't see anything better. I hope RFK gets more attention. That's pretty much a pipe dream, though. We see how those third party candidates or the independents are treated, which is why we're continued to be pigeonholed and just shoved up against the wall and told, eat the porridge that is the left and the right. Oh, and speaking of, I just watched that Tom McDonald video, I Hate You. Seems to fit pretty damn well. Even though it doesn't change the. I can't see comments for whatever reason. It doesn't change the optics here. But the song itself does talk about how it's very much by design, as easy as it is. I mean, we do the work for those in power, right? We're so good at infighting. We're so good at just being enjoying the circle jerk of being yes manned to death. We've seen plenty of people and celebrities on this very platform, Ryan Upchurch, who is surrounded by yes men, and it is of my humble, stupid opinion, take it or leave it, that it is because of those circle jerking yes men that he is doing so damn poor. You cannot surround yourself with people that just want to say what you want to hear. This is why I have so much respect for the people that stand up amongst their own party and draw the line in the sand. Nothing ever stops, and this is why. Full of yes men and nobody that wants to be challenged. What did I just hear in passing before I got here? Regarding the debate, I guess Biden and Trump are still going to have a debate. There's some agreement regarding the microphone. The microphone. I love how Trump has to concede to every single rule. They're playing by Biden's book. It's going to be CNN, of course. Nothing else. Completely biased. It's going to sicken me to death. I almost don't want to watch it, but I trust Trump enough, that term, I trust, could not apply that to any other politician whatsoever. Sure, he's still a rich guy that is to some degree disconnected from what the, everyday taxpayer has to go through, but you cannot take away that he has worked the hardest out of all of the recent pieces of shit we've been force fed. All right, we no longer have to eat from the trough. This year, this election, everybody talks about how big it is, and it is. Don't downplay it in your mind. Don't allow yourself to get placated and become complacent. Don't let other people go and vote for you. Don't tell yourself, oh, the system will go and function as it does and always does. No, because when you do, we get this happening on a grand scale within the government. Remember, what was it on Clinton's watch? We had Blackwater, that mercenary, military gone mercenary team, which was huge. The contractors have a disgusting seedless grape party with a bunch of fellow Play-Dohers with the FBI. We got reports on this crap. Meanwhile, they still try to shove the Steele dossier, right, down our throats. All that tax dollars. And after all the years, what do they end up with? 34 convictions regarding hush money that is connected to paying off Stormy Daniels. If we were to set, and this is old hat stuff, man, but if we were to set that precedent in general for every single president, Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, what happened there? Short-term memory, he lied to the American people. Biden, we have enough evidence. We still have the voicemail. Do people forget this? I know I'm not taking crazy pills, or maybe I am. I don't know. I take the red ones. We have access to a voicemail of Joe Blow himself telling his son that thing, the New York Post is gonna write the thing, but I'm ahead of it. I'm getting ahead of it for you. And we got, Hunter Biden guilty as shit for everything else, way worse than Trump. And he was currying all the favors he could with Daddy. Where's the consequences there? Can we go further back? Oh, hey, how about the yellow cake or the WMDs that Lil Bush said we had found that led us into a massive war with the wrong country? We deposed the wrong dictator, the wrong despot. And is that country any better for it? So this is what complacency and silence and not allowing yourself to feel that spark of passion. This kind of crap. You can hear it.
And
YouTube won't like
I
it.
felt him put something inside of me.
Whoa, YouTube.
And I didn't see it. I didn't try to see it. I asked him, Nick, what is that?
Nick Carter.
And he said, it's all me, baby.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
And
YouTube ain't gonna enjoy this, but not for kids.
It was this feeling of just like, this isn't real.
Well, man, so Nick Carter ripped this woman, this girl, this young girl's virginity away. Oh man, this. So I recommend, if you have, I'm watching this through HBO Max, and if you go through HBO Max's ID channel, you'll find a documentary which is called "Fallen Idols: Nick and Aaron Carter." A lot of people mourned. I think Aaron Carter. Yes, as I mentioned before, tragedies when people lose their lives, but that doesn't mean they get to escape accountability. They do on the physical plane, okay? They're not here to see the ramifications, the damage, nothing. But they have left enough of a horrible backwards legacy that it should cause something bigger and better to happen. And I'm just not seeing it. What would be the answer? Like, I'm Joe Schmo, man. I don't know shit about shit. Oversight. When can we get sincere civilian oversight? 9/11. When 9/11 had, they had some civilians involved to make sure that the reports and all that were conclusive and as legitimate as. I really wish I could see chats. I don't know why using this I can't, which is a damn shame because I love reading what anybody has to say. I'll be able to see it in the future, I guarantee it. But there has to be somebody up there in these think tanks, and all these things that we pay for. Oh God! And now the border just popped up in my mind. All of these things that could be accomplished. Just get the right civilians that are passionate enough with the right people that we see, the ones that I watch almost daily in these hearings. Senator Kennedy, the Republican, always ripping somebody a new one, like Mayorkas, that piece of shit. And Joe he better not be getting applauded by anybody. I understand the DNC is pissed off because he took executive action, even though too little too late, Mr. Joe Blow Biden. All right, you maintained throughout your presidency, I need Congress approval, but oh, look at that. What, 4 months before the election? Nah, let me flex those presidential powers here. Such a obvious pander. Is he trying to curry Republican favor and opinion? It's so transparent. I know, look, I'm never going to get tired of, or I'm never going to get tired of speaking my frustrations out, letting it all out, because to me, it sounds like a very simple equation. I know there's enough of us that feel the same way, that feel just as passionately angry, and no solution can be figured out. I know there's probably great ideas, but it's embarrassing that we are in the stage we are, the year that we are, and we haven't figured out something better. I'm disgusted in this country. I want the patriot and progressive patriot. Remember, progressive, it has barely anything left in it. I just want healthcare to be way better than it is. I do believe it is in a pitiful state. It does not help the working class whatsoever. And I'm in a whole new world of pain myself because I left my corporate soul sucking job and now I'm in a family owned business. So out of pocket, baby. Oh, and Obamacare, what is it they want to charge me? Something up there in like $300 to $500, $300 to $500 a month, given everything else I'm paying. I thought, Obamacare, fucking joke, man. The guy that everybody thought when he was in the seat of power was such hot shit. The only thing I ever remember him doing was interrupting everybody's TV shows to tell everybody that he's gonna he did the executive action to allow transgender people into bathrooms. Thank you, Obama. That was such a monumentous event. You worthless. I can't believe I was like under the spell too. He talked so polished. Oh my goodness. Look, he can formulate sentences and read the prompter really well. He said Pakistan kind of weird though. Oh, Obama, you fooled us all, man. And I'm ashamed of that because it was from there where I continued to stay on the left side. Progressive to me just stands for wanting to see fucking progress. I want to see healthcare that's just affordable. That's not radical to me. But when it comes to being or feeling, hey, what's up, angels? Good to see you. Wow, I can see the chat. I was getting notification noises throughout, though. I'm totally recommending Fallen Idols. Okay, please watch it. Nick and Aaron Carter, who have done deplorable things. I don't know that I even have the sympathy or compassion, and that's pretty heavy for me to say because I am somebody that is an addict for a very, very long time. I lived in the dark for almost 20 years. I lost a lot of life. I've been out of the dark for just about no, let me say this right because people nitpick. A full decade I was out of it. I was not myself. I was prescribed something I shouldn't have been prescribed at the age of 17 years old. Clark D. Drellinger. That was the son of a bitch doctor that put me on something I should have never been on. And that was the beginning of losing myself and any life that's worthy of living. I've learned a lot, I get tired of mentioning, I am so clean now, yada yada. But I am proud of that. But I know this Nick Carter fella, he went through his own demons, and I see why. But he didn't suffer those demons himself. He made others suffer with him. He became a demon himself. If you had a conversation with somebody earlier regarding this content, I highly recommend that you see it through. It's something I look forward to talking about at a greater length. And I really want to, I'm very much way too self-aware at this point. I know if I sit here and say, I very much want to. Don't get me started on the doctors and the patients. I'm so happy with the doctors that have taken a stand. Only it was like a flavor of the week moment. It was really all over the place. The doctors that were saying, the stuff that we're doing to children is just terrible, and they got completely, pretty much attacked for it. Written off, all these doctors that signed saying, no, it's okay. Give the kids all the drugs and, deform them so they can feel more accepted. Oh, man. I forgot my prior thought. No, Nick Carter here was a monster. A complete monster. Nick and Aaron Carter. What they did to young girls. This first episode is titled Teenage Dreams. They created nightmares. And we we will sit around, and this will become, another flavor of the week, maybe the month. Maybe it'll get picked up by another network. We'll get more exposés, but where are the consequences, man? Because the other guy, Dan Schneider, he was just given a $5 million check, or am I confusing him with somebody else? One of those bastards was given just a huge check and told you can no longer be a public figure. Stay in the dark, where they live anyway. I don't want to feel disenfranchised anymore, man. I say this way too often. I don't think any of us want to feel disenfranchised for this long. It's not natural. It is not natural. And the things that these people have done to other literal, real, breathing human beings, it's just not acceptable. I'm hoping that the next live, on my day off, not when I'm done with such a late shift, night shift, I want to just play all the clips I've collected. I have a hell of a lot. And hey, on TikTok, I've learned the art of the green screen. Alright, so that's it. Stay vigilant, man. Please be aware. Go out of your way. Learn. You have to learn what's in the darkness before you even think about shining a light on it, right? Where did I see which and what? I'll just, for the time being, sorry, just check out Fallen Idols, and the other one is the Nickelodeon expose regarding Dan Schneider and all the terrible things he did to all the kids there, and the women that tried to work in that atmosphere. There's too many monsters with too much power that are protected by even more powerful people that benefit off of our damn tax dollars. I don't blame you for not having TikTok, by the way, but it's a very convenient place for someone like me that could use the content, the quick content, and I could just play it one after another, and just, add my commentary. So I'm going to watch this son of a bitch right here. It's going to make me sick. Maybe I should eat dinner first. Ugh. This whole sleep cycle schedule thing is a real challenge, I'll tell you. So I'm really... What network? So I'm watching it through ID. If you have HBO Max, you can watch this on the ID channel. Let me do the whole thing for you. I'm so sorry. That sucks. Alright, so yeah, I did go through HBO Max. It's trending at number 9. It's in the top 10 series. And, yeah, it's got the little ID banner. So if you have cable on the ID channel or Comcast, you could probably search for Fallen Idols. That's the Nick and Aaron Carter story, which is, trigger warning. It's going to light a fire in the pit of your stomach. It's going to enrage you. And then I think at some point I want to talk about what they've done with the show The Boys on Amazon Prime. Such a fantastic show, and now they're screwing it up just to despite an entire demographic. Alright, good night for now, and until we meet again.